Mingles with Kraken, number 11. Let's talk about that. Let's get cracking. Thank you for joining me today. Today on Kraken's Garage, we're just going to do some general maintenance and check-ins on a couple of items I want to discuss. First of all, those of us here in the United States celebrated Thanksgiving last week, and I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday and spent it with family and friends. We're going to give one shout out at the end of this video. I hope you stick around to find out who that is as we try to help the moto community out one video at a time. So I've been off the grid for a couple of weeks. One of those weeks we were in Grenada on holiday. A couple of fun facts about Grenada I'd like to share with you. It's a very small Caribbean island. It's comprising of a main island also called Grenada and smaller surrounding islands dubbed the Spice Isle. The hilly main island is home to numerous nutmeg plantations. It's also the site of the capital, St. George's, whose colorful homes, Georgian buildings, and early 18th century Fort George overlooked the narrow Carenage Harbor. To the south, Grand Anse Beach with resorts and bars. Interesting fact about Grenada is they're celebrating their 50th anniversary. They were part of the colonization of England and Britain, and for 50 years they have been an independent country on their own. So kudos to Grenada on that. The United States and a coalition of 6 Caribbean countries invaded the small island nation of Grenada, 100 miles north of Venezuela at dawn on October 25, 1983. Codenamed Operation Urgent Fury by the U.S. military, it resulted in military occupation within a few days. It was triggered by a strife within the People's Revolutionary Government, which led to the house arrest and execution of the previous leader and second Prime Minister of Grenada, Maurice Bishop, and to this establishment of the Revolutionary Military Council with Hudson Austin as chairman. The following invasion there was an interim government appointed in the general elections held in December of 1984. Fun fact, the invasion date of October 25th is now a national holiday in Grenada called Thanksgiving Day, commemorating the freeing of several political prisoners who were subsequently elected to office. So there's a brief history on Grenada I thought you might find interesting. Mrs. Kraken and I did some snorkeling there. Afternoon, folks. I want you to meet Shaden, the captain of the ship today.
Let's get it cracking.
My man, thank you. It was kind of hit or miss. They have some unusual statues that are more modern that they sank down off the one of the beaches on the coast in hopes of it creating a coral reef. It is certainly not at that stage. I caught some video of it, but I will show you some clearer pictures of it as well. I'm not really down with that. I'm not there to see man-made structures. I'm all about the culture, the people, the food, and the undersea life that Mother Nature provides. So that's me. One thing I would like to say is I did catch some wonderful footage right off the resort on the reef that was kind of blocking a breaker for the waves. Tremendous fish life, sea life going on along that reef. And I'll share a little bit of that. I'll put the rest of it at the end of this video if you have any interest. In other news, another gentleman that I met through YouTube, I posted a video, I'll post it up here, about my business happenings with a company called Confederate Motorcycle. They are now branded as Combat Motorcycle. They got bought out, blah, 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 blah. I'll talk about that in that story if you want to see in the video. And I provided my concerns about the company and how they treated me and basically ripped me off at the end of the day. And so this Tom, gentleman from Texas, reached out to me who was getting ready to pull the trigger on a P-51 Combat Fighter. Tom did purchase that bike. That bike was $165,000. He waited quite a bit of time. It's a handmade, mostly billet motorcycle, and certainly unusual. You have to be eclectic to want something like that. And with that said, he finally got delivery of his new bike. He took it out, and within the first 100 miles, the transmission locked up, and he damn near laid it down. There was a 75-foot skid mark when the transmission locked up. So he contacted Combat Motorcycles. They eventually came and got the bike. A lot of miscommunication once again from this company. He waited 1 year. He was gearing up his attorneys to go after this company, and magically the bike got fixed and delivered to him. At that point, he was tapping out and done with this company and this motorcycle. He did not trust it, so he put it on a motorcycle auction and took an absolute beating on that motorcycle. I think the bike sold for right around $85,000. He lost 50 cents on the dollar. He lost over $80,000 on that motorcycle. I thought you might find that interesting. When I posted that video, actually the new owner of, CEO and owner of Combat Motorcycles got in touch with me and offered me a 20% discount if I ordered any one of their bikes. I still can't afford their bikes. It's a different animal than I was when I was buying Confederate motorcycles. As a result, I wound up taking that video down. After hearing Tom's story, I have reposted that video to let people be aware that Combat Motors is not doing their due diligence and taking care of their customer base. It's quite sad, actually. So this is a very quick video to let you know that I'm still engaged with YouTube. We're going to finish up strong with the rest of the year. I had a lot going on regarding getting this house ready for winter, as well as on holiday, as well as Thanksgiving, etc., etc. I've been very busy. So my apologies for the lack of content. And you know what time it is. This week's shout out goes to Mark with M Motorcycles. He has 1,270 subs. He has 310 videos. Now, Mark is an unusual channel. You'll rarely ever hear him even speak in his videos. What his specialite is, he resurrects old sport bikes, old Ducatis, old Honda RC30s, Suzuki GSX-Rs, etc., Honda Fireblades. And he's a wonderful body shop man. He does beautiful painting of his bikes. Chef's kiss perfect paint jobs on matching these paints from bikes 30, 40 years ago, and resurrecting all these beauties back to life and helping people get them sorted. If you have any interest or you have an old motorcycle that you need paint work done, I suggest you get in touch with Mark. He would be the one I would send my gas tank to have it color match from something so very long ago. He does wonderful content on that aspect. The other sort of content he does is when he resurrects one of his bikes, he'll show the commercials of that bike from that era, which is kind of a blast from the past. Anywho, I hope you go by and check him out. If you like him, give him a thumbs up. If you subscribe, please let him know that Kraken sent you. And that's going to about wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, folks, go riding because it's good for you. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.